My name is Sophie, and I grew up in a small village surrounded by green hills, clear streams, and tall, leafy trees. My village was a joyful place where everyone spoke our native language, and we spent our days playing in the fields, helping our families, or sitting under the stars. As a young girl, I had never heard of English. It seemed like a language for people in big, faraway cities, not for someone like me who loved running through grass and climbing trees. But one day, something extraordinary happened that changed my life and started my journey to learn English. It was a warm summer evening when an old traveler came to our village. He sat under a huge oak tree in the village square, telling stories to a crowd of children and adults. His tales were full of wonder, but one story captured my heart. It was about a girl who learned English and traveled to amazing places. She saw tall buildings that glowed at night, walked along wide rivers, and made friends with people from different lands. Her adventures made my eyes widen, and I thought, I want to see the world like her. That night, as I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, I decided I would learn English, even though I had no idea where to begin. The next morning, I ran to my school teacher, Miss Ellen. She was gentle, with a kind voice and a smile that made me feel brave. I told her about the girl in the story and my dream to learn English. She nodded and said, "Sophie, you can do it. Start with small steps and you'll get there." She began by teaching me the alphabet, A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. I practiced saying each letter, writing them in a small notebook with a red cover. It felt like unlocking a secret code, and I was so excited to learn more. Miss Ellen gave me a little book with colorful pictures and easy words like sun, cat, tree, and house. The pictures helped me understand what the words meant, and I read the book every day, sounding out each word slowly. I copied the words into my notebook and drew pictures next to them: a bright yellow sun, a fluffy white cat, a tall tree with green leaves. My friends saw my drawings and said, "Sophie, those are so nice." They asked me to teach them words like bird and flower. Sharing with them made me feel proud, like I was already a teacher, and it pushed me to keep learning. After a few weeks, Miss Ellen taught me how to make sentences. I learned to say, "The cat is small," and "I like the tree." At first, I was shy about speaking, so I practiced in my room, saying the sentences to my teddy bear. When I got them right, I felt a spark of joy. I started saying the sentences to my little sister, who giggled and said, "Sophie, you sound so funny." Her laughter made me want to practice more. Miss Ellen saw my effort and said, "Sophie, you're doing so well. Keep trying." Her words gave me the courage to keep going. One morning, Miss Ellen brought me a new book. It was a story about a boy named Tom and his dog, Rusty. They explored a big forest, found a shiny stream, and even saw a hill covered with wildflowers. I loved reading about their adventures, and I learned new words like stream, hill, and friend. I read the story every night, imagining I was walking with Tom and Rusty, speaking English as we ran through the forest. The book made English feel like a game, and I wanted to read more stories like it. As I learned more, I felt braver. I started using English with my friends when we played outside. I'd say, "Hello," or "Look, a big tree." They smiled and tried saying the words too. We turned it into a game, pointing at things and naming them in English, like cloud, grass, or sky. Their excitement made me feel like I was sharing a treasure. Miss Ellen saw us playing and said, "Sophie, you're inspiring your friends." "That's wonderful." Her praise made my heart feel warm, like I was doing something important. One summer, some travelers came to our village. They spoke English, and I was both nervous and curious. My heart was beating fast, but I wanted to try talking to them. I walked up and said, "Hello, welcome to our village." They smiled brightly and said, "Thank you." I told them about our hills, the big oak tree, and the stream where we played. They told me about their home, where there were tall buildings and busy markets. I didn't understand every word, but I felt so happy. English was like a magic key that opened a door to new people. That moment made me want to learn even more. I practiced every day, reading my books and making new sentences. I learned words like smile, bright, and path. I started writing short stories in my notebook, like, "The dog runs to the stream. The dog is happy." Writing helped me feel like I could create my own world. Miss Ellen gave me more books, and each one taught me new words, like valley, star, and dream. I used these words to talk about my village, saying things like, "The valley is green," or "The stars are bright." One day, I found an old letter in a wooden box at home. It was from my great-grandmother, who had traveled to many places long ago. The letter was in English, and I could read some of it. She wrote about a city with lights that shone like stars and a bridge that crossed a wide river. Reading her words made me feel close to her, even though I had never met her. English felt like a bridge to my family's past, and it gave me a new dream, to visit a city like the one she described. I decided to save my pocket money for a trip to Bath, a city with old buildings and a famous river. I practiced English every day, saying sentences and reading my books aloud. I even practiced in front of my mirror, pretending I was talking to people in the city. When I finally went to Bath, I was amazed. The streets were full of people, and the river sparkled under the sun. I walked into a shop and asked, "Where is the park?" The shopkeeper understood me and pointed the way. At the park, I said, "Hello," to some children, and we played together, laughing and running. My English helped me feel like I belonged, and I thought, this is what I worked for. Learning English was not always easy. Sometimes I said the wrong word, like ship, instead of sheep, and felt silly. There were days when I felt stuck, like I would never get better. But Miss Ellen always said, "Mistakes are part of learning, Sophie. Don't give up." My friends cheered me on, saying, "Sophie, you're so good at English." My family was proud too, and my mother said, "You're so clever." Their support made me laugh at my mistakes and try again. As I got better, I wanted to help others learn. I started teaching younger children in my village, showing them my picture books and teaching words like moon, river, and flower. Their eyes lit up when they said cat or star for the first time. It reminded me of when I started, and it made me so happy. One boy named Jack came to me and said, "Sophie, I want to learn like you." I gave him my first book and said, "Start here, Jack. You can do it." Seeing his smile felt like giving him a piece of my dream. After my trip to Bath, I kept learning. I read more stories and learned words like journey, hope, and world. I started writing longer stories, like "The bird flies over the valley. The bird sees a rainbow." Writing made me feel like I could tell the world about my village. I even tried talking to more travelers who visited, saying things like, "Welcome," or "The hills are beautiful." Each time, I felt braver and more confident. One day, I helped a lost traveler in our village. She spoke English and didn't know where to go. I said, "Hello, I can help you," and showed her the way to the village inn. She smiled and said, "Thank you, you're so kind." That moment made me realize how powerful English was. It let me help someone and make them happy. I felt proud of myself and thought, English is changing my life. My journey with English didn't stop there. I kept practicing, learning new words like adventure, light, and sky. I started dreaming bigger, thinking about visiting more cities or even writing a book about my village. English made me feel like I could do anything. I was no longer just a girl from a small village. I was someone who could talk to the world, make friends, and chase my dreams. English has opened so many doors for me. It's like a friend who helps me understand new stories, meet new people, and feel stronger. I'm still learning and I make mistakes sometimes, but that's okay. Every new word I learn is a step toward something exciting. I'm so thankful for Miss Ellen, who taught me with patience, for my friends, who made learning fun, and for my family, who always believed in me. The travelers who visited our village showed me why English matters, and I'm grateful for them too. If you want to learn English, don't be afraid to start small. Try a few words, like hello or sun, and practice them every day. Make mistakes, laugh, and try again. Find a book with pictures or a story you like, and let it guide you. English is like a path that leads to new places, and you can walk it too. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. You'll meet people, discover stories, and feel proud of what you can do. My journey with English is still going, and I'm excited for what's next. Maybe I'll travel to another city, like London or Paris, or share more stories with the children in my village. English has shown me that a girl from a small village can dream big and make those dreams come true. I hope my story inspires you to start your own journey. Take the first step, keep practicing, and you'll see how far you can go. English is a gift, and it's waiting for you to open it.